All right, the next step is to now create our project. You're probably wondering, well, what was this directory for? Why? I thought we've created the project. Well, no. You have your directory, first project, right? Inside of that, you're gonna have a main website. You can call it my site, you can call it test project, anything you want. And then after this website, you can create the polls application. I know it's a bit confusing, but bear with me. What I want you to do is in your terminal right now, go ahead and type the following command. I want you to say Django admin, start project, my site. Okay? And all this does is it creates a new directory known as my site, and then it also creates some auto-generated Django code that we have to have. So I'll quickly go over what each of these .py files are. Probably the most important one right now is going to be manage.py. And all manage.py does is it allows us to talk to Django through the terminal. So if you have to run our application, if you have to access the Django shell, if we have to make our migrations, all of that we'll do through the terminal by manage.py. Double underscore init.py, that basically is an empty file that tells Python that the folder is a package. Settings.py holds the settings for our website. So any apps that we have to add, anything like that, that'll be in the settings.py file. urls.py is pretty key. Any URL in our website will go through here. Through these URL patterns, we'll access those URLs and websites. WSGI, we don't have to worry about that right now. Basically, it's a file used to deploy your website onto a server. We won't be doing that right now. Maybe at the very end of this course we might, but probably not, okay? So this is our major website. Now inside of this website, we can have apps, any amount of apps. Suppose I was creating a shopping site. In that shopping site, I also had a blog where I posted articles on my latest things I've added to my shopping site. I also had maybe a polls app to see if people are liking this product or that product. Every site can have as many apps as you want. To better understand this, take a look at this. You have your main website, and then you can have any amount of apps that you can add onto your website. And the best part, you can add apps or take them away and nothing will change. So this polls app, I could literally copy and paste onto a different website and it would still work. So that's pretty cool. We'll play around with that a little bit later as we progress through the course. But the next thing we have to do is create this polls app. So right now we've created this. Fantastic. The next step is to create this polls app right here. So what I want you to type is using the manage.py file, we're going to type the following command, python manage.py startup polls. And it says can't open file manage.py. The reason being we're in the first project directory and we have to go to the my site directory. So go ahead and say cd my site and now run the following command, python manage.py start app polls. Awesome. So now if we close our my site and open our my site, we have our polls directory. Great. I'll again go over what the new files are in polls. Init.py, same thing. Admin.py allows us to add stuff to the admin page that we'll take a look in a few lectures. Apps.py is used to configure our app. Models.py, this is like the database layout. You create classes, you create objects here, and then you populate them. Test.py is used for testing purposes, and views.py is used to display content, any content from our database to a web page through views.py. All right, fantastic. So one last thing before we start with models.py and creating our database, and that is let's go ahead and run our Django app, at least whatever we have so far. So go ahead and say python manage.py run server. All right, so it says you have unapplied migrations. So what it wants us to do is it wants us to apply migrations. Basically, if you've used GitHub before, the way GitHub works is you can have version control, right? Django has version control, but only for models.py. We don't have to worry about that right now. Go ahead and open up a new tab. And if you go to 127.0.0.1:8000, what do we get? Awesome. It worked. Congratulations on your first Django powered page. We're getting there, guys. So this is your first Django powered page. Again, it doesn't really have anything. It's pretty pointless, but it's a start. In the next lecture, we'll go ahead and add models, and I'll explain how models work and how we can then add values to a database. See you in the next video.